Hey everybody, I'm Lee with Old Sneak Wine, and today Kelton and I are getting ready to make some handmades for one of the horses today, and I'm just going to show you our forges. So we have a custom forge here, which is Coke, Propane, and then Coke, but they have sliding doors so it doesn't mess with our air conditioning. And the way that we start the Coke is we put a shovel full of Coke in the propane forge, and we get it hot, and we put it in here. So this is the bowl that it's very strong and it's very stout, and it holds the Coke right here. So the main fire is here, and then the Coke wraps around it. So I'll show you how we do this. Just a light cover to get it started, and this is our little blower fan right here. We built this custom for here so that we could have the fire outside, and it's more of kind of like a chimney effect, but ultimately this is modeled after Nikki Smith's forges, Trojan Forge. They're great forges if you're looking for a Coke forge. And if you want to see the outside, I'll take you out there. All right, so this is the outside of the forge. So you can tell that it's a standard depth, and then it has a chimney. The one thing that I do need to change about it is I need a better draft. As you can see, the smoke is coming out of here, but I need to get a taller chimney stack. We made it accessible. We put an access door right here, and I also included a fan, but you can see the back of the propane forge right there. And it's all open inside right here so that all three go up and out. These are, you can see the base down here, and the blower is what powers the Coke forges. So the Coke doesn't work on its own. It has to have air coming through it to heat it up. And Coke is the finer side of coal. So it just burns cleaner, it's easier to use, and it's pretty intense. I'll get it fired up and I'll show you in a second.
Hey, it's Kelton Harris. I'm with Old Sneak Wine, and Lee just got done showing you what the mechanics were for the outside of the Coke forge. Now for when we're starting our shoe building process, the Coke forge is a lot easier for centralizing heat in your shoe. So for the first step of our shoe, I need to bump some material into the center of the toe. So judging on the width of this pot, it's 13 inches, and I have 10-inch steel pretty much. So I'm just gonna, when I put it in, I can really centralize the heat by judging where my shoe goes into the middle of the pot. And that's kind of where I want it. So I'm gonna bump this toe and we'll get back to you with the next bit. So as you can see here, heat's real centralized in the center of stock, not all the way across each side. I'm just gonna kind of even it out a little bit. We'll go to our bumps. All right, so we're gonna build our lateral heel. One thing about this is that the Coke forge is that it's nice that it's centralized in one side, and it's not fully through my shoe, as in where a propane forge would heat my entire shoe to the same heat. I can get a lot more heat in one specific area for my targeted goal of building a heel. It's not going to ruin the rest of my shape or my shoe, which I don't have a shape, but it's a lot nicer to be able to pull it out and go straight to working on one specific spot. All right, so we're done with the forging of the shoe. For the video's sake, I'm gonna shape this in the propane forge. I would shape it in the coke since we got it lit, but just for the video, a lot more of our shoeing daily goes through the propane just because it's a lot more practical for pre-made shoes. It's just a lot easier to get a nice even heat in a propane forge than it is versus a coke forge, so it's more or less for shaping rather than for forging. So I'm just gonna shape this shoe up and we'll see how it looks on the foot.